Hello, good evening, everybody. How we doing this evening?
Doing amazing, brother. Doing amazing. It's a very special Zoom call tonight, man. We got a legend in the building.
Yes, yes. One second. Trying to get this thing. Yeah. So I want to welcome everybody to the Zoom call tonight. So we have a very special guest here. So we have our guy Damian Dupee. I think this guy's been doing land even before me and Jeff even started thinking about land. So I thought it was a good opportunity to bring him on and just, he's in the North Carolina market. So I kind of wanted him to talk about North Carolina himself, how it was when he first got started, things of that nature. So without further ado, I'm gonna put you in the spotlight, Damian. All right. You talking?
Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Hold on. Let me take myself out.
Oh, you good, Jay? You good, Jay? No need.
Am I in the spotlight or was it just him?
Got both of you guys in the spotlight. You good? That's perfect.
Okay. Okay. Hey, what's going on, Damien? How we doing?
What's up? What's up, soldier?
What's up? What's up? Yeah, man, you've been in the land game. You one of the OGs, man. So, I had to take the opportunity to get you on. So we just want to know. So here in the Land Flipping Empire, we do infill lots, we do a lot of texting and stuff. So we just want to know a little bit about you, how you got started, what your first deal was like, what was that like when you first started?
Absolutely, absolutely. I want to first of all thank y'all for having me on. It's an honor and a pleasure to be here. And a little bit about me. I've been in the land space since 2019. Been in real estate 2016. I started off as a residential, I guess, real estate agent in Washington, D.C., and I was licensed in Maryland. And my strategy was going after probates, basically going to the courthouse, pulling probate records, calling a personal representative, and seeing if I can get an opportunity for
You and your
interview.
business is all how does that work
All
in
right.
with what you
Yeah,
My bad,
see if
you
I
keep going.
we good.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So basically, all I did was focus on people who died and left properties to people. I mainly cold called them and basically asked for opportunity to earn their business, to list their property and or find them a tenant. So I did that for 2 years. I ran across my first land deal by accident. It was a probate deal, but it was a vacant lot. And when I did the deal, I partnered with someone at my brokerage. It was an older guy, never forget. His name is James LeGroom. The deal was on 4009 First Street Southeast off of First and Atlantic. Never forget it.
Mhm.
Long story short, I think I made 23, 24, and I didn't visit back to the land space
Was that is
until
that 23,000?
yeah, 23,000.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't even looking for land. I was really going after residential houses that needed work and or that was in excellent condition, and I can do tenant placement if they wanted to keep it and find them a tenant. So when I ran across it, it was like, oh, cool. But I'm gonna tell you what made me get back to the land. I came in the Charlotte market 2019, basically fresh, didn't know nobody. All I knew was wholesaling houses, and it was tough for me. I mean, like the first year, I think I probably wholesaled 2 or 3 deals, probably made 40, 45, and I was just wasn't used to that.
Right.
So I just I prayed, man. I asked God, I was like, man, there got to be a better way to make some money on. And I just felt like he put on my heart land.
Right.
So I bought a course from Land Academy. It was a
Mhm.
couple grand at that time. And one thing I learned from that course was how to do blind offers.
Mhm.
And that's kind of a little bit how I got started in the land business.
So when you say blind offers, you're talking about the mail letters when you mail out to the owners, correct?
Yeah, that's correct. So typically a blind offer is when you offer a percentage of the comp or what it can sell for, if you will.
Hmm. Gotcha. And then I know you said you was in DC. So you said you ended up in Charlotte. How did you end up, what made you what encouraged the move to Charlotte? Was it a personal life matter? Was it a change in job or scenery? What were you thinking when you were entering the North Carolina market?
Man, it was a God thing, bro. It was by faith. I usually don't remember my dreams. I
Right.
had a dream that I was moving to a state that I never been to, and I
Mhm.
seen a U-Haul and I seen my car like being towed by the U-Haul. So I woke up the next morning. I went on apartments.com, bro, and put in Charlotte, North Carolina. A lot of you know, I didn't know nobody here. I didn't have no lady here,
Mhm.
meaning it was not for a church. I didn't move here for like nothing. I just by faith, I just felt like it was time to get uncomfortable and get outside of my comfort zone. So I followed that dream, man. And like, yeah, it's been the best decision I made by, being obedient. You feel me?
Mhm. Right, right. So what can you tell us a little bit about? So we do. So most of our students, they're nationwide. They're in multiple states. But a lot of us do deals in Florida. So what can you tell us about the North Carolina land market? What's the what's the? I know you. I think you've tried Florida in the past before, but what do you think is the biggest difference with the North Carolina market, and why do you like it so much?
I
Or why
thought
do
you
you
would
love
never
it so
ask.
much?
I thought you would never ask. All right. So in North Carolina, typically the relationships I have with builders, I'm typically in and out of deals in 21 to 30 days. They
Uh-huh.
typically just need a survey. In North Carolina, there's something called DD. That stands for due diligence. Okay. Let me explain to you what that means. That means if someone is interested in your property and they want to go into contract, they have to give you a non-refundable due diligence fee.
Mhm.
It's different from our earnest money deposit. So let's just say you get a lot with no water, no sewer. It don't, and let's just say this lot don't perk. But you asked the buyer for $1,000 due diligence fee, you made $1,000.
Mhm.
Another thing I like about North Carolina is you can list properties on the MLS without being the owner. They
Mhm.
have a box on the MLS that says seller does not yet own.
Is that and that's on the North Carolina, the state standard agreement?
No, that's on the MLS when you're entering a listing to
Oh,
be
okay, the listing for the
on a
MLS.
multiple listing service. Yes, sir.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Oh, wow. That's
Oh, I can keep going.
keep going,
Um,
keep going.
the,
We want to
the
know.
title companies down here, man, they used to, I mean, they just stopped it, but they used to do what we call blind HUDs.
Hmm.
And basically, what a blind HUD is, where the seller only sees their side of the transaction and the buyer can see the whole transaction. But your seller, let's just say you had a $30,000 assignment fee on a deal, you would ask for a blind HUD and they would never be able to see how much you made on the deal. These days, you have to do something called a double close.
Hmm.
So that's another reason. I mean, I can go on and on. The fishing is crazy down here. I'm on them bass hard. Just got off the lake fishing for striper. I mean, it's a lot of opportunities down here. It's a lot of growth. It's a lot of new builds. It's a lot of development. Like it's going crazy. That's why I love North Carolina. And I've done probably over 30 deals in Florida. Actually, I was did majority of my work in Palm Bay, a little small pocket, $2,000 to $3,000 spreads.
Hmm.
But yeah, it got caught up in the COVID and like, yeah, it slowed down, like boom, just like that. So I've dibbled out there, but the spread is too small for me. I don't really, what I mean? The twos and the threes and the 35s, like my average deal in the Carolinas is 7,500 to 12,000. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That's my average. So it's like it's the same amount of work. It's like I might as well go where I'm treated best. You feel?
Right, right. So you mentioned so there's some things you mentioned in the North Carolina market. So you mentioned perk test. You said it has the perk. So for my people in Florida or the people who've never heard what a perk test is, what does it mean when the land has the perk?
Yes. So basically, a perk test stands for percolation test. And it's basically to test the soils to see if it's suitable for a traditional septic system.
Mhm.
And in the event that it's bad soil, they have another septic system called a drip engineered system, which is typically run about 30 bands. The
Mhm.
traditional septic system gonna run you 8 to 10.
Mhm.
So yeah, and some dirt just won't perk at all, like for no gravity system. So a perk test is a test that is done by a soil scientist to see if you can get sewage away from the property, if that makes sense.
Mhm. No, that makes sense because a lot of we don't really do perk tests in Florida because a lot of the lots I say majority, a lot of them have city water, but even with the ones that are well septic, things of that nature, our buyers typically don't get a perk test. They normally just get a survey, environmentals, because here we deal with a lot of turtles, owls, flood zones, wetlands, you know?
Absolutely. I know all about that in the Florida market. Yes, sir.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly.
Let's
So,
go.
so normally, what size lot? You know,
Let's go.
what size lots are you targeting? And by the way, guys, I see your questions in the chat. So we're gonna ask him we're gonna do the Q&A at the end so we can knock it all out at once. But normally, what is the typical size lot that you're going after in North Carolina? Is it infill lots under an acre? Is it between 1 acre to 10? What is the typical, like what's the average size that you're going for? What's the range?
I would say 5,000 square feet
Huh.
up to 3 acres. And that they are good for what we call minor subdivides if you got the frontage.
Huh.
So that's kind of like where I work at, 5,000 square feet to 3 acres all day long.
Got it. So and then with the when it comes to the dealing with the buyers in North Carolina, so who is your typical buyer? Is it residential home builders like big builders, medium-sized builders, small builders? Is it more like land flippers, developers? Like who's your typical buyer for your lots?
Yeah, I got three favorite builders. One of them doing maybe 300, 200, 300 homes a year. So I mean, like he's not like a Lennar or DR. I mean, but he a step under them.
Hmm.
Um, Another one of my favorite guys, Hispanic guy, love him. He's kind of like 50 to 100 homes a year. You know? And then I got a couple guys that I feed that, do 20 to 30 all day long.
Yeah, I often tell people that when it comes to doing land deals, it's not like houses. You don't need like you don't need like a list of 'cause when I was doing houses, I needed like a list of 10,000 cash buyers. When it comes to these builders, man, you just give me a handful and then I will run it up with just a handful because the builders they can typically take more lots. If I have a house buyer, they might take one or two, but if I got five deals I need to sell, they're not gonna take all five. If I have five lots I need to sell, that one builder, if it fits, he's gonna take all five, you know? So you could definitely scale a lot faster with land versus houses in that sense, especially with the builders.
Absolutely. And I would say one of the crucial advantages I have is I have relationships with these people. Like I go fishing with them, we go cold plunging, um, we do calisthenics together. So it's like the people who paying me, like I stay real close to them because they got the first of all, they got the money on. You feel me? So
Mhm.
that's one. And two, like it's advantageous to me because I get insight that the average people don't hit. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? So when we talk shop, like it's a whole nother shop. It ain't it ain't your average shop. You feel me? So it's like you get an unfair advantage on like what's coming up, hold fast, hold this, move, move, move. And I feel like if I didn't have these relationships, I probably wouldn't be able to do what I do, honestly.
That's true. Right, right. Yeah, I feel that. So, tell us go a little bit deeper in that. So, obviously, when we're first starting off as land flippers, wholesalers, right? We don't have any buyers, we don't have any sellers, we don't have no systems, we don't have anything. We're just fresh new. So, how did you find your first buyer? Okay, and then how did you establish that relationship?
Oh, absolutely. So I didn't find my first buyer. He found me, you
Ah,
know what I'm saying? And basically an attorney that I knew named Harry Marsh,
mhm.
um, seen I had a deal and basically was like, man, you need to work with him because this is what he do. And then
So this is a title company or a attorney's office, correct?
the attorney's office, a title company, like they, you know what I'm saying? So man, he connected us, you know what I'm saying? And we met up and we hit it off. And like he like, hey, I need lots over here. Boom, 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 boom. And I all gas, no break. You know what I'm saying? Went at it, got it. You know what I'm saying? He like, God, Lee. So then he started putting me on with his other Migo peoples. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? He like, man, I only can hold 10 right now, but my man can hold, you see what I'm saying?
Right.
So then I started getting all these Hispanic. Well, my guy's Cuban. He's not Hispanic. I'm sorry. He's Cuban. That would be disrespectful. He's Cuban, but that's how I kind of, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I did good for one person and they referred me to people. You know what
Uh-huh.
I'm saying? And then you do good for them. They're like, oh, my uncle won a lot. My uncle, I'm like, say less. You feel me?
Yeah, so it's kind of like, and then just to slow down just a little bit, right? So a lot of people don't know that title companies can actually title companies what they don't understand is that it's a really big network because there's a lot of builders that do deals with title companies. So people don't know that they can get builders from title companies. When I say get builders, I'm not saying that the title company is going to send you a list of builders, but if you are working with an investor-friendly title company or an investor-friendly law firm and you say, hey, I have this land deal. I want to, if you help me with this, I will do this deal with your title company. They may send some recommendations to those buyers, and then if the buyer likes the deal, then they'll reach out to you directly.
Bro,
Okay.
that's brilliant. That's brilliant, bro.
Yes, yes.
Like
Exactly.
straight sauce. You hear me? Like
Well, it's
facts.
not because it's not traditional. Like because we just think the title company, okay, they do the title work. That's it. They do our title work. They communicate with us, so send us our money. Okay, but people don't understand how. Okay, they're working with you, but how many more builders or other wholesalers, right? I've had title companies connect me with other wholesalers that have buyers, and that led to other JV deals. So the title company can serve buyers JV partners, etc. Now,
Everybody.
it's new. You got to get to know these people, but
Yeah.
connecting you. So the title company is a really big network, but it has to be a wholesale friendly title company. If you're talking about First American or something like that, just don't even bother those people. Okay, they have to be. That's why when we in the training videos we say make sure are you guys wholesale friendly? Do you guys do assignments and double closings? If they say, "What's that?" just hang up the phone. We don't want to deal with them. All right. Just right, exactly. It's like just hey, I don't know. Don't you know what? The conversation is over. As soon as they say, "What's that?" Man, it just turned me off.
Facts.
Yeah. So right now you would say that so okay, so you typically target somewhere between 5,000 square feet and 3 acres of vacant lot, of vacant land. So right now, what would you say is your number one marketing strategy that's bringing in the most deals? Is it still those same blind offer letters that you learned in the beginning, or have you, right?
It's the same thing, bro. That I learned in the beginning. Man,
Mhm.
SMS, with all due respect, I've done it. I've got deals from it, but it's a slow burn, baby. You feel what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like you got to chase people around with the direct mail. It's different energy. They come to you. They interested in something you got. You see what I'm saying? So like I've done AI calls. I've done
Yeah.
cold calls. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I've did everything under the sun. The only thing that give me the best ROI on my chain is the direct mail.
Right.
Hands down.
So when it comes to direct mail, what is the so like let's just say you want to send out 1,000 letters. What's the average? Okay, so no, let me start here. If you approximately, it doesn't have to be exact. What is the approximate amount of direct mail that you would say you're sending per month? You would say.
I would say conservatively 40,000 pieces a month.
Okay, so about 40,000 pieces direct mail. So approximately, because I know it's different with different mailing houses, right? So what is the cost per mailer, average, approximately? And I know it's changed over time since I know it's got everything always goes up and it gets more expensive. But what's like the average cost of a mailer like now, you would say?
I would say 67 cents.
Okay, 67 cents. All right. So if I do the math right, if you're let's say you average you're sending out for about 40,000 mailers a month. So that means you're spending about $26,000 in direct mail. Is that correct?
Well, I got a plug where I'm running at like 20 cents a piece, a mail
20%.
piece.
Oh, that's even better than the
You know
that's
what I'm saying? So I got a
ah,
plug
so you,
that
you got you
run
got
a
a you
place.
got a deal. You got a deal.
Feel me? I got a plug that run the place. So run that math times 20 cents.
So then at 40,000 mailers, that's 8,000.
Say less. That's what it is. That's what it is.
Hey, somebody said, hey,
And hold on, hold on.
somebody just said,
Let me give you some
somebody just said
context on
20
that.
cent. Nah.
Yeah, let me give you some context on that. So I just sent out 5,000 pieces
Uh-huh.
last week, right?
Right.
I'm sorry, 15,000 last week, right?
Mhm.
I got 3 deals from it. Okay. So that's average for every 5,000 pieces I sent out, I get one deal.
Mhm.
One of the deals was 7,200, good topo, no water, no sewer. I'm surprised I sold it, but the location was premium. The
Right.
other lot was a subdivide by right. It was 25, and then I got another one for 14.
Uh-huh.
So that's like 43, 44. And then you do 15 times 20 cents, see what I spent. You see the ROI. It's real
Yeah,
crazy.
it's crazy. That's you probably
Yeah,
spent approximately 3,000, and then you, I mean, even your first deal, you get all your money back plus a profit from one deal.
yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Wow, that's
That's
dope,
I
dope.
mean, I just found a plug with I know that oh my bad. Oh, I'm getting a call. Let me take that off. Let me get my camera back on, my bro.
I see your questions, Rock. We're gonna get to them at the end. We're gonna get to them.
All right, I'm back. My bad. My phone was ringing and the drink. Yeah.
It's all
Sorry.
good. So okay, so just a little bit more about mailers. All right.
Okay.
So so a lot of people, so when the first thing when it comes to land, the first thing that most traditional land flippers or wholesalers, they always talk about direct mail, direct mail, direct mail. That's normally the first thing they go with, right? So
Yeah.
how many mailers do you believe you need to? So when you first started doing the mailers, because I did the same thing, right? I started doing some mailers. I'm not gonna lie, I got discouraged real fast, and I wasn't just doing it once. I was doing it consistently. But then all these people were calling me like, stop mailing my house. So, and then I'm like, man, you know what? It got to be a better way. So then that's when I moved over into the texting, and then next thing you know, I started mastering the texting game because I was doing handwritten letters. I was using the mailing house. I did the whole nine, and then the return letters that didn't make it through. I was trying to skip trace them. I'm like, man, this mail stuff is melting me, man. So I found something which was texting, and then that's what I've been consistent with. So I think that every marketing strategy works. I think mailing works, texting works, PPC works, YouTube. I think everything works. It's just a matter of what you do, consistency, and then how well you do it. So, so
What are you
starting
doing?
out, so I'll say starting out, how many, if somebody say, okay, you know what, I like what Damian's saying, I think I want to possibly get into doing some mailers. What do you think is the amount of, it's going to be hard because every market is different, but how many mailers do you think someone has to send to get one deal? Like, do I just send out 100 mailers and I can get a deal? How many mailers you think I need to send out to even get any results, you think?
That's a good question. And I definitely want to be super conservative
Yeah.
because I've been doing it for so long, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like my net like people been saying my name for years, you know what I'm saying? So like my name might hit different.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I don't want to like compare it to my results.
Right, right, right. Right.
Um I would say, man, like a super niche list. I want to say like 2,500 to 3,000 to get their first deal on a super niche list with problems like delinquent tax,
Hmm.
air joints, like all problems. Like you're gonna have to put in some work, but there's some money on there.
Right.
Like all headache lists. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like with yeah, with that number, you could probably swing a deal off of there.
Not bad, not bad. And then when it comes to pulling lists, where are you currently pulling your list from? Do you pull it from one place? Do you pull it from multiple places? What's like your main places you pulling your leads from? Land deals.
Yeah, so it's the land portal. It's
Mm-hmm.
ran by the Ron and forget the other guy, Apke brothers.
Mm-hmm.
And I mainly it's like $59 a month and 6 cents per record. But I
Mm-hmm.
can't afford not to have that. Four things that I love that it do is it remove landlocked properties.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That's the big no-no. I don't like that. Okay. It remove all wet and all FEMA. What is that? Wetlands and FEMA flood. I don't like that. I don't do that.
Right.
Last but not least, which is the super, super clutch, man, I can filter by the road frontage. So if
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to subdivide plays and I know I need 300 on the front by 200, then I already know how to mix the list up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, forgot one of the most important things. The topo map shows you the buildability on the lot and it shows you the slope.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of lets you know, okay, is this lot going to be big enough? Like, is it enough flat area on this lot? I apologize for a house to go, and then show you the slope. I mean, I can go on and on. I love that software. I run comps in there. I
Mm-hmm.
use it 330 times a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know in North Carolina, there's a lot of like houses on like hills and slopes. I noticed that. I've seen that, you know. We have some markets like that in Florida with elevation and slopes, but it's not typical, but I see that a lot. A lot of houses are slanted in North Carolina. I noticed that. A lot of them are slanted, a lot of them are on septic systems. So
Yeah.
I noticed that. I noticed that.
So a little nugget for everybody. The thing that'll make you a beast in the North Carolina market is learning how to read topography because you'll pass up on the garbage and you'll only pick the creme de la creme. So that's something that you really it, Florida might not be it, but North Carolina, you're gonna run into some topo. You hear me?
Mm-hmm.
If you locking up basement lots and lots, man, with ravines, like nah, you definitely that's a nugget. Like learn how to read topography, and if you get the land portal, they'll do it for you.
Right, right. No, that's dope. That sounds dope. And then for everyone who don't know what landlocked properties are, this may be some people first time hearing landlocked. So just real quick, when you said that they take away landlocked properties, what do you mean?
Basically means that the vacant lot does not have public access to
Mhm.
like a publicly maintained road. I mean, it's locked in between properties with no access,
Right, right.
no recorded easements, no, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So basically, the basic term, guys, landlocked, no road access. All right. Now, if you want to get complicated and sophisticated with the deals, you can try to create some easements to get access to that lot. I've done it before. It's not easy, right? You gotta talk to the neighbors. You gotta offer them something. You gotta talk to this person. You gotta offer them something. You gotta drop the title company gotta drop this ingress and egress, and then they got
Yep.
brand it, and then it's a whole process. But if you find something gold and it's worth it, then it's worth pursuing. But it is a process, you know. But so all landlocked deals are not bad deals. It's just if you're not willing to put in that work with neighbors and all the extra stuff, then normally landlocked deals we move on from. Okay. But that's what he means by landlocked, basically not having any road access. So Damien, so we cater to a lot of beginners. A lot of people they're like starting out. Hey, I just found out about this land thing. I want to get this thing started. I want to get it going off the ground. So for the people who are just starting out, or who maybe even just did a few deals already, so what kind of mistakes did you make in the beginning, or as you were when you became a land wholesaler? What kind of mistakes did you make that you can reflect on to try to help some of the new people that's doing it now?
Oh yeah, absolutely. One of the key things is spraying and praying.
Mhm.
So like, oh, I want to do more deals. I want to branch out, but I don't have no relationships there. I have no contacts in this
Mm,
market. And
mm,
I'm just trying to, you know, hope I can get something for the right price and then maybe I can sell it.
mhm,
So I would say that's the number one. Number two is not really understanding it's about what the seller needs and what they want. You know what I'm saying? So I came in the land game from sales. You know what I mean? Like I've been selling stuff my whole life. So it's like I was treated like a transactional relationship. But what I learned is when I treat it as uh not a transactional relationship, but as a personal, and really, take a liking to the sellers, I noticed that like I was like they was asking me, okay, I'm ready to sign. So one of them I was just chasing bag. I feel like when you chase bag, the bag gonna run away from you every time.
right, right.
When you really try to add value to somebody in some way, but you still getting compensated. Um, I feel like it's a different heart posture, if you will.
Mhm.
And last but not least, I would say not partnering sooner. Man, this is no cap. And I partnered with a 70, he's 81 now. At the time he was 79-year-old man, retired developer, but he can't sit still and he like lots. Long story short, he got a relationship with a builder, and basically he sell the builder what we call padded lots.
Mhm.
So this old man job, his whole job is to find lots for the builder. The builder give him like a half a million just to go spend. I mean, he got crazy money. And long story short, my value add was like, hey, Vernon, let me find these lots and let's wholesale them to your builder, or let's buy them and pad them out and sell them to this builder. So basically, that's what we did. We bought maybe a dozen lots, cleared them, graded them, perked them, surveyed them, padded them according to the builder's plan,
Mhm.
and we sold it to them. They range like 48 to 55 a blank. A lot. I'm sorry. They call, yeah, a lot.
Mhm. Right. So now you definitely touched on a lot of things, man. So some things I definitely preach. As far as I don't use the term spraying and praying, right? But often people they normally just start targeting areas. They haven't done any research. They don't have any buyers. They haven't built any relationships, right? And then I get these emails or these messages. Hey, I got a deal in Waycross, Georgia. You got a buyer? And I'm just like, because you don't just pick anyone random. You don't just start texting. You don't. So our thing is always what we preach is finding the builders first, right? The whole purpose of the land and the builder first strategy is because we don't want you just going into a market and you don't know anything, you don't know anybody, right? No relationships, no nothing. So we recommend at least at minimum at least two builders. If you can get at least two builders in that market per market that you're targeting, then you at least have, okay, if one don't take it, if both of the builders give the same feedback, then all right. But if one come back with a higher offer, one with lower, you start to understand. So I always encourage builders first, builders first. We find the builders first. You establish the relationships first. And then once you establish those relationships, then you can start targeting. Now, if you don't want to establish a relationship with a builder, then you can establish a relationship with a JV partner. Maybe you know a wholesaler that's doing land deals there, So you reach out to them, hey, I want to start targeting land and I want to, matter of fact, Damon, I know you in North Carolina. I know you're doing deals around the whole state of North Carolina. I want to partner with you on deals. Send me what your buyer's looking for. I'll send them to you. If it work, we can bust it down the middle, whatever the case may be. So
Come on.
so that's why you've already sent us like your JV criteria, and I've already put it in the group. So anybody who's an active student that's currently subscribed to our academy, you can actually do deals with Damian Dupee. if you go to the JV criteria list and you scroll down to North Carolina, you're gonna see Damian Dupee list. You're gonna see the areas that he's in, the prices, paved, everything. And I believe his email is there as well. So if you're in the group and you want to do deals in North Carolina, you can do deals with Damian directly. Because again, when people send me things in North Carolina, the first person I think of is Damian, you know?
Let's go.
So I'm always like Damien. And then somebody send me a deal in Texas. Okay, I got Texas partners. Somebody send me a deal in Georgia. Okay, I got, so I'm always trying to outsource and use my relationships. I really don't like going into places and I don't know anybody, know nothing, you know? So that's really and I try to tell people that all the time. So when people send me things, I say, hey, I try to backtrack them. I say, hey, do you have a buyer there? Do you have a JV partner? Okay, so you just picked the area. You sent me this lot in the middle of nowhere. Nothing? Okay. All right, so then you gotta start back. You gotta start from the beginning, you know?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, other than so I know, so we're gonna get a little bit into the tools that you're using, right? So I know you already mentioned Land Portal. All right. So when it comes to some other tools, what are some other useful tools that we could use as land investors, land flippers to help us, do more land deals, get results more quickly? What other tools are you using?
I would say Chat GPT probably do 80% of my heavy lifting.
Right.
Prompting, like cleaning data, pricing data, segmenting data, removing like so if you don't have that tool, get the $20 one. Don't get the free one because you can't upload files to the free one.
Are you talking about the regular
Open
Chat
AI.
GPT?
Nah, not. I mean, it's the regular, but it. I don't think you can upload and download Excel files, create pictures. I use ChatGPT a lot in my business. One example, when I pull raw data, I have saved workflows in ChatGPT. When I say keep this list, it removes everything that's not supposed to be on that list, and it leaves on that list what only supposed to be on it, which is typically first name, last name, owner, mailing address, city, state, zip, property address, city, state, zip, county, APN number, longitude, latitude, and the county. So I give them a sheet with 300 headers on it from the land portal, and they bust it down to 12 in 2 seconds.
Hmm.
Then
Wow.
I say, you use my pricing matrix. Price this list at 45, 50, and 55% of the comp.
Mhm.
In less than 1 minute, ChatGPT spit me out Excel spreadsheet with my blind offers.
Mhm.
Then I say, hey, I need to work on some new copy. Um, Majority of the landowners I deal with are older, and I want to make them laugh. So give me professional and a little humor for older people. So then when I send out my mail, you know what I'm saying? At the beginning of my contract, I'll put that little punchline right there to try to get their attention. You know what I'm saying? So like Chat GPT, that's one.
And
IDI
you're talking about the openai.com, but you're talking about paying the $20 a month one, not the basic free one, right?
yeah, that one don't go as hard. It ain't gonna do the heavy lifting you're gonna need. It's gonna tell you. It's gonna be like, oh, we can't do that. It'll tell you.
Yeah, so guys, it's openai.com, and then they're gonna prompt you to the free version, but they do have a premium. I'm also doing the same thing. If you because what I did was, Damien, what you said, I posted a video where I typed in I want the top five land markets that sold I want the top five hottest land markets in the state of Alabama. Make this based off the last 6 months of sales, all residential infill lots. And then it just started spitting, just psh, psh, psh. And I'm like, yo, I don't gotta go on Zillow no more and look at the yellow dots and which one is hot and do all the manuals,
Come
you know?
on, they do all of that. You will say, is this market too saturated? It'll tell you, like, bro, like I'm trying to tell you, like I use ChatGPT, like, man, crazy in the land business. Oh, when I'm sending emails to sellers before I send them an offer, they do that for me.
Mhm.
When I'm sending text messages, I don't like texting. I'm gonna be honest, I like to talk on the phone.
Right,
But they
right.
do text messages for me. I mean, I can go on and on about ChatGPT.
And then what was the other tool? The second tool you was about to get to?
The third tool, I think it was the third one. This is called IDI Core,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a good tool for people who have little to no uh investments to invest in, like direct mail, SMS. Let's just say they only work with 40, $50. What this tool do, well, how I would recommend somebody use this tool is it's a skip tracing tool,
Uh-huh.
but it's not your average skip tracing tool. It basically gives you a family tree, like everybody, their brothers, sisters, aunts, cousins, phone numbers, emails. So it's good for hunting delinquent tax leads of people who's hard to find or people who's deceased, and you need to find their children. You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like if someone was just getting started, like they can put in sweat equity, pull up the delinquent tax list, they're gonna find some dead people on there, trust me.
Uh-huh.
And then when they find the dead people, if they can crack the code, meaning if they can get in contact with whoever the heirs is, you know what I mean, shoot their offer, they can possibly, you know what I mean, pick it up because they motivated. Some people, I'll be honest, they didn't even know they owned it. They're like, oh, I didn't even know my mom left me anything. I'm like, that's crazy. So like you'll be surprised. Like I got a student, you know what I'm saying, that got a lot for free. You feel me? For
Uh-huh.
like free. And we selling it right now. We listed it for 24,999. Went under in about 22 days. And we're gonna bless the seller back. So we're gonna do a three-way JV split. Actually, she's on here. I see her. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. So this it's a young lady on here named Lizelle Huckleberry. That's the one I'm doing the deal with.
Uh-huh. I think she's in
That
North Carolina. I think she used to be a part of the
Yeah,
academy.
yeah, she is. And basically, you know what I mean, she got a deal for free. I helped her do the deed, you
Uh-huh.
know what I'm saying? Helped her everything, help her get it in her name. We put the joint on the market, and the joint closed the 24th of this month, if I'm not mistaken. I think we're gonna net like 7 grand and some change.
Uh-huh.
Three people. So the seller gave her a lot. We're gonna bless the seller back with 7 racks. Say, listen, man, we're gonna pay 4. Nah, real talk. Like we could have bust that down the middle. You know what I'm saying? We could have busted down the middle, but now I encourage my students to be generous givers.
Uh-huh.
Be generous. You overflow with generosity, and it will run you down. So that's what she agreed. She said, "Yeah, we're gonna give her back. We're gonna split it 3 ways." So like, yeah, that's what it is.
That's a gym. 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 Love that. It's a gym. Yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah. One thing, very generous man. For sure. Yeah, I know that from the beginning. Um,
Yeah.
so with IDI Core, so is it subscription based and then you pay a subscription? So is it based on so it's but basically if I'm going to use IDI Core, it's going to be very specific, but I got to put a lot of sweat equity. I got to put in a lot of work if I'm trying to do this deal and put it together and find the heirs and find the dead like the people. So it's more like specific targeting versus let me just pull a list, skip trace this with 1,000. It's more targeted, right? For people who are starting out, maybe their budget is a little small, right?
Yeah, because see, them the low hanging fruit that a lot of people don't know how to crack.
Uh-huh.
So if you can crack the code before it hit the auction block, you winning. So I think that's a perfect strategy for beginners who love to research. You got to have a knack for researching and looking
Yeah.
people up. But I mean, we on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok all day. Let's look up people and try to you feel me? See if we can strike a deal. Let's DM, heirs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can, man, I got deals off of Facebook, Messenger. You know what I
Uh-huh.
mean? Hitting people. You know what I'm saying, on the internet. So
You got
like,
you got
yeah,
you gotta be a detective, man. You gotta be a
yeah, that's how you
detective,
gonna make the
man.
money. You don't need money to make money. You just need a couple dollars, 40, $50, get you IDI core. I think it's a $1.75 per search though, but there's
Uh-huh.
no monthly fee though. But
Hmm.
the joint puts you on them. I mean, like when I say put you on them, their whole family tree, their uncles, their granddaddies, their cousins, if they had a pilot license, if they had an aircraft, if they
Hmm.
the joint is super cold. I mean, super.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I try to so when it comes to that, right? You've heard of skip matrix, right? You've heard of skip matrix.
Third,
Yeah, so I often push that and I like it, but the reason why I like it and what separates it from a lot of the skip trades and companies, right? Like
right?
they don't just give you the traditional, okay, this may or may not be the seller. They give you a couple of numbers. So after they give you a set of numbers that may be the seller, they give you relatives, right? So it start with relative one, two, three, four, five. Wow, okay, up to 10 relatives. So let's say that you don't get to the seller, you got access to get to the relatives. Okay, let's say you can't get to the relatives, and then it goes to the associates, right? These
Mhm.
associates could be friends, they could be neighbors, any boy, any. Now you don't see the tree on IDI core because you see it and who is what. But when you get the Excel sheet, it'll say relative one, relative two, relative three. It'll say associate one, associate two, associate three. So
Yeah,
it's doing its best to give you as many possible
phone numbers.
comes to get to the person that you're trying to get to, you know?
Facts. Facts.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So any other tools? Are you using Land ID?
Nah, man, I canceled that, man. Like the
Mhm.
land portal does all that for me. And some. So yeah, I canceled the land ID. I was at some time though. I was using it.
Right, right. Yeah, exactly. So I still use it. It's good for I don't have to go to the property appraiser website and get legal descriptions, and I don't got to go to FEMA and the wetland map. I get to see the wetlands, the flood zone, some stuff. So it kind of cut my time. Like it saved me so much time. So I just use it, you know? Uh,
Nah, I
so
know my bro. I was using it before I met the land portal. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like
and it wasn't called Land ID. It used to be called MapRight.
it was. I remember I was using it when it was mapped right as well.
Yeah, right, right.
Let's go.
So right now, Damien, are you solo right now? Do you have a team that you're working with? Like what does your team look like right now for your land flipping
Oh,
business?
sure. Yeah, it's just solo, bro. I make a phone call, the mail go out, the calls come in. I handle all my calls live.
Hmm.
Um, and yeah, I do the deal. I mean, like I used to have VAs and all that, but Chat GPT kind of replaced them. Uh, Facts. And yeah, man, like I've tried acquisition managers and dispositions. And yeah, man, it just ain't work out too good for me, man. So like, but I do a lot of JVs though. So I do like JVing with people all across the country, man. People be in Canada. I mean, people be finding deals. They find me on YouTube and
Mhm.
it's crazy, man. So like, nah, I would say really like just like it's all about the partnership. You feel me?
Mhm. Right.
That's
Right. So so I'm gonna start because it's a 7:50 now. So I want to start getting some of the questions. Okay.
okay.
And then I'm gonna skip the ones that you probably answered before
Okay.
they answer. So
Should
um
have answered all of them, didn't I?
Damien in the building, post more YouTube content, one of my
I
favorite.
know, man. I know. I got to
Deal
get
with
back on it, man.
Okay, this person asked about deal size. You already mentioned that. What parcel acres, lot dimensions? Okay, you already mentioned that. Is the perk test required for all NC lots? Every single lot need a perk test? No,
Lots that don't have access to sewer, city sewer or county sewer.
need the perk. All right. Okay. Are you paying for the perk test for the deals that you're locking up? If so, how much? How much does a perk cost if you're the one paying for it, or is the buyer paying for it?
Both. Because I buy lots that I got a perk. So a perk test will run you $1,300. If you got two lots not next to each other, it'll run you 1,000 a piece.
Mhm.
A private soil scientist, you 3 weeks. County, you 6 to 8. The county costs $300 to $400, but you got to go out there, flag and stake. I'm not going out and doing none of that.
Right.
So that's why I pay a little more to the private soil scientist for speed and Yeah, that's it.
And then somebody said, what percentage off market, what percentage of market value you're offering your blind offers? I think you said 45%, right?
It ranged from 45 to 55. I slide up and down, up and down, up and down.
Okay, 20 cent per mil. Somebody said you need to give up the plug. Give
No,
up the
no, no.
plug. Give up the plug. We need access to that plug. Drop the plug. All right.
Yeah.
Watch the videos on YouTube. Be legit. Thank you for this gentleman. Blah blah.
Oh,
How long you been using land? How long you been using Land Portal? And is Land Portal only good for NC?
nationwide MLS access nationwide. I've been using the land portal since they came out, so maybe 6 months, 7 months.
All right, so it's new. Okay, what version of ChatGPT? You talked about that. IDI Core talked about that. Yeah, you answered most of these. So I'm trying to get to the bottom. Trying to find errors and do you skip matrix? Do you have bulk or single use rate? So skip matrix, you need a minimum of 100 leads and 100 records to do skip matrix. Okay,
Mm.
what's your average callback percentage like for the 40K mailer? How many calls did you get?
I would say for each 5,000, I average between 30 to 50 calls.
Okay. Okay. All right. Um, how do you find problem solve list for land you use, and do you use land portal for that? So you talk about tax delinquents and stuff. Are you
All
using
right, one mama.
for those tax delinquents?
Nah, I'm getting them straight from the county. If let me give you a good county to check it out, y'all. Go to Polaris 3G,
Hey, move.
County, North Carolina.
Why are you asking too much?
Okay, go ahead, Bob. Go. So again.
So on Mecklenburg County, which is Charlotte, North Carolina, they have a GIS system called Polaris, Polaris 3G. On that system, it has a list of tax delinquent properties. You can sort by land, houses, commercial. You can download it via Excel file. Not only that, they have links to the foreclosure attorneys
Hmm.
that foreclose on all properties in Mecklenburg, Gaston, Union, or a bunch of counties around here. So that GIS have the leads that you need for the free 99. All
Hmm.
you gotta do is underwrite. What do I mean? Make sure the property buildable, comp it out, get your offer ready, and then get to looking for a decision maker. It's
Hmm.
easy.
Hmm. And then somebody asked, they just joined late. For Land Portal, how do you know? Are you pulling listen into your Land Portal? Okay, yes, you are. Now when it comes to the utilities, non-utilities, how do you go about that? The girl named Courtney, could be a guy too. They said I just started marketing there. So when it comes to utilities, how do you find out if something has utilities or not in North Carolina?
Typically, if I get down on the street view, I usually can see a manhole and a fire hydrant on the street. Number one.
Hmm.
Two, if the lot is by a house, I typically go on Zillow, look for houses, and let's just say the lot is right next to a house. I go down to the utilities on Zillow, and then I see it got to be a property that recently sold or had some activity. So let's just say my lot is on the street of a house that sold. I click on that house, and then I go down to the utilities. And if the utilities on the street, there's a good chance. If it says city water, city sewer at that house, and that house is 3 lots down from yours, it's a good chance. It's not a guarantee, but
Hmm.
it's a chance that you can have utilities. And
Right.
the third way is super simple. Google the city water and sewer department. You call them up, they pick up the phone all day. Hi, I'm checking to see if this parcel has access to public water, public sewer. They say yes. Hey, can you send me a map? I typically keep that map for my builders when I market my property so they can,
Mhm.
it's already verified. They ain't got to, one less step they got to do. They love it. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I always tell people, the utility department route, but that's only if you're unsure. Like and what you said, you also got to look at the area and you got to use context clues. So that's another thing. Rock said, "Is your mail house local? If so, does that work better for you?" He said, "I'm using Rocket Print now."
Yeah, my mail house is local and it does work better for me.
Okay. I'm on the Rock. I'm on Mark is Rocket Print. Are they local or they may be a big mailing house?
They're a big mailing house, I
They're a
believe.
big mailing house. Okay.
Yes, sir. I
All right.
believe.
Right. Currently getting my real estate license in NC. I heard you say you have listed lots. Are you licensed agent? How does it work? I'm getting yeah. So that I was gonna get. I'm glad you brought that up, Christina, because I was gonna ask Dave. That's going to be one of the last things I asked Damien as far as with. So when it comes to the MLS strategy, so we also do the same thing. We do the MLS strategy in Florida, right? It's a lot more red tape to it. The seller has to sign all these disclosures and we got to make sure that we can market the property on public records and the contract, so we just have to make sure that all of our ducks are in the row. So we've partnered up with a real estate agent who lists all of our properties on the market in the state of Florida, but he will only list those lots if we have all so normally what I do is I send the contract, but I already attach all the MLS stuff to it. So once they complete the contract, they complete all the MLS stuff too. So when it comes to listing deals on the MLS with that strategy, how does it work with the NC market? Are you adding the clause to the contract? Is it anything additional disclosures? How does it work?
It's just a clause in the contract, and that would suffice in North Carolina. Not in South Carolina. You can't. It don't move like that. You got to have an AIF, which is an attorney in fact.
Uh-huh.
Um, Attorney in fact is basically a limited um right to I guess transact for that person. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
Okay. Double window. Could you describe your mailer's format? Does it use a double window envelope or span 2 pages, or is it a different style?
Oh, that's what it looked like right here. Oh no.
Maybe because it's the background you're using.
Yeah, probably because of the background, bro.
Yeah, but I kind of look like a regular
It's a regular. It's a regular.
right. Okay. And then what's a mailing house? Is it like a PO box? So for everyone who doesn't know what a mailing house is, a mailing house is basically a company that specializes in direct mail. They will send out all the mail for you. So you submit your list and the seller's names, the mailing address, and then based on whatever the rate is, when you upload all the information, they're gonna send you back. Well, this is when I was using it, right? They send you back normally a quote, and then when you get the quote, you normally pick the type of letter you want. So sometimes it's a yellow letter, it might cost you this much. If it's just a postcard, they'll charge you that much. If it's so depending on the style you want, they're gonna charge you based on that's like normally the bigger the letter, the more money it normally costs. So based on the size of that letter, the postcard, the whatever, if you wanted to make it look handwritten and organic, it just depends on that cost. You pay that, and then they do the mail. They'll send it out for you and let you know when it's been being sent or when it's sent. Does that pretty much touch everything, Damien?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And then have you heard about the new North Carolina wholesaling laws set to take effect this September? If so, what are your thoughts on them?
Yeah, I looked at it with a fine tooth comb. It has nothing to do with land, everything to do with houses.
Mhm.
I don't do houses, so that don't affect me in any way.
What's your recommendation on starting with mailers when you don't have a 20 cent plug? You need to put out value, and you need to put out value.
Man, it's gonna vary, but I'm gonna talk general, I guess. What's the question again? What's my
So it's kind of
recommendation?
like it's kind of like okay, so you've been plugged in, you've been doing land, so you found out a way to cut costs through your relationship, stuff like that. So that takes time.
Yeah.
That takes time to build. But for somebody starting out, okay, I'm brand new. I don't got that 20 cent plug like you.
Oh,
So
I see.
what can I do to do you know a mail maybe you know a generic mailing house where they got the cheapest prices or something like that. I'm thinking.
Yeah. I mean, like the most competitive mail house is Pebble REI. Um, Everybody else whacking. Like they hit 72, 75 cents.
Oof.
What would I recommend? Um, it's kind of tough. That's kind of tough. Then
So
you
they
got
all
off.
so they all around that price, like 67, 70 cent.
Yeah, 70. Everybody offers the owners. That's land another mail house. Through the course that I took. They all around like 70. I would say start with your budget. Break your budget down,
Hmm.
and whatever cost that mail piece is, make sure you can do that for 3 months straight.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Mm-hmm.
like if you got $500 and the mail piece, just call it 75 cent, you know what I'm saying? Do the math for me, bro. How many mail pieces you can send out, and then divide that by three.
Right.
So every month, and then if you want to get super granular, you can do that weekly. And
Mm-hmm.
you divide that by four. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you just back out the number. Whatever you got, like don't be discouraged. Start where you at. If you got 300, put that 300 to work. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Don't worry about the numbers. Don't worry about that. Just put the mail in the air. That's all you gotta do. You never know. You can send 50 pieces and you feel me? Like you just never know. Your name could be the same name as the seller's daughter, and they resonated with it. Like,
Oh,
oh, Emily. I'm not saying nobody here named Emily, but you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I didn't know. Like I don't know, but I'm saying like just because I'm sending out, you know what I mean, crazy. I'm sending out blind offers too, though. So that's different. So I would say start where you at, back your budget out 3 months, get your numbers together, and just stay down long enough. Just stay consistent. Speak hope. Speak life over your deal,
mm-hmm.
and just be consistent. Like DeAndre keeps saying, you have if you don't be consistent, you're gonna get inconsistent results.
Right. Exactly, exactly. Let's see. When you have people call you, do you have the call go straight to your cell phone or not?
So yeah, it goes straight to my phone. Everything's recorded. I use Go High Level as a CRM, so
Mhm.
um,
So the
I got the
call
app
go
on my
through
phone.
when they call, they go through the go however they you and they
They go
connect to
Go High Level, then they come to me,
you. Yeah, got you.
and I just take the call live, and I like taking the calls live. And just give you context, sending 40,000 pieces, my average answer for his phone bill range from $1,500 to $2,500 a month,
Uh-huh.
average. So you gotta think like I like talking anyway, so why not get on the horn and let's go.
Right, right.
Then if I
Exactly.
can't get to it, I just get to it whenever I can get to it. Like I don't get every single call. Like I'm human, people. You know.
Say how you doing SMS? He don't do SMS. He does mail. Can you share? Okay, that's one of Iraq. That's at the end. Hi, do you reach out to how do you reach out to price a 4 acre lot and 300 acre lots on Florida that's selling sellers looking for 20 million to 80 million? Do you reach out to the brokers or builders through prop stream sold lots? I kind of understand the question.
I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I start first underwriting the deal. Does the math? Does it pencil? What do you mean? Is the seller asking for less than market or more than market? I start there. Then if it pencil, meaning the seller wants what do you say, 20 million,
20
right?
million to 80
Right,
million. That's a big.
right. That's first of all, that's a big gauge. I don't even take nobody seriously that's moving like that.
Right.
One, that that's a big range. Like two, you want to deal with people who property is on sale, not for sale. That sounds like somebody property is for sale. How do you know it's for sale? Because he gave you this big range and he like, pick one. You know what I'm saying? Jump in this pool you can. Even like he trying to rock you to sleep and waste your time. He probably an older guy and he get a kick out of wasting people's time. Some
Right.
older people like doing that. But yeah, underwrite the deal. Let the math first. And if the math, then you holler at an OG and somebody who moving around and get them to connect with somebody who moving around and you get her done.
Okay. Right. And then, guys, I don't want to hold up Damian too much, man. He's an important man. He got other things to do. So I'll do these last little bit of questions and then if you have more questions, I'm gonna post a recording and then you can comment under there, and then I'll get it done. And so let me see what I can pick here. Okay, question for both of y'all. Do people still use prop stream at all these days? LOL. Is it still any good? I mean, prop stream is I always tell people prop stream is a good start. That's where I started at when I was doing my first couple, I mean, land deals. It was like a good start. Now, when I wanted to get more sophisticated and advanced with land, because if you're doing houses, I say prop stream probably is the way to go. But in the long term, if you say, nah, I'm 100% land, 100%, then you have to find more land investor friendly softwares. Like I'm using Data Tree. Data
I
Tree
love Data Tree.
yeah, Data Tree is more for land investors. Like I knew when I picked land, I knew PropStream was a good short-term option, but I could see in the long term I was going to burn a lot of money with it. So Data Tree just gives me a lot more flexibility with land and the buyers and stuff like that. And then Damien's using Land Portal, right? So again, something specific. He chose land and he went all in with it. So PropStream is good. I say in the beginning, just getting your feet wet. But if you say, nah, I'm committing to land 100%, then you just, you know. And then also when it comes to Land Portal with you say it's $59 a month, and then you said it's 6 cents per lead.
Yep. So that's equivalent to Data Tree, pulled from First
Right.
American Data, which is the same data that Property Radar pulled from Black Knight, First
Right.
American Data. So it's the same data
First
set.
American, yeah. Same thing as
Yeah,
price
just,
and the
yeah,
rest. Yeah.
it's just different interfaces. It's the same data set.
Same data, different interfaces. Because
Yeah.
obviously Data Tree don't do all the like the stuff. Some of like they don't Data Tree don't tell you what's landlocked or not, you know. But
Oh,
again, same data, but they made okay land. They figured out a way something with the algorithm or some computer engineering stuff. This is how they identify landlocked, you know. So that's good. That's good. Um, how do you do messages just organized user for SMS? Cool, cool. Is list source good? I mean, list source. You ever use list source?
I have to find the hottest markets for land deals, but
Yeah,
not like for
just for
data
research, not actually put.
research.
Yeah.
Nah, not pulling. Nah.
Do you recommend driving for dollars and lot for lots in NC or stick to land portal?
They say, do I recommend driving for dollars? What?
Driving for dollars for lots in NC. Driving for dollars. You know how people do driving for dollars for like vacant houses when they look at rundown houses. So some of us, some people they use.
Waste of time.
Yeah, it's a lot of it's let me tell you, when it comes to driving for dollars for lots, it's very, very manual. Okay. Like when I tell you manual, yes, you're gonna get all the lots in the county and the city, you're gonna get everything handpicked. But I highly recommend hiring like a VA. If you're gonna take that route, hire a VA to do it for you because it's gonna take a while to build up a really nice size list. It's gonna take a
It is. I would agree 100%.
yeah. Okay, I have a VA doing it. Stick. Hey, that's good. Stick to that.
Hey, that energy.
All right. So I think so and then the last thing, the last question is I think I'm gonna go back up to what Rock said. What is the best way to get in contact with you? What's the best way to reach you? What's the best way to connect with you?
Yeah, I'll give y'all my cell phone number, 704-842-9933. You can call, text, like holler at your boy.
Right, right. Yeah, so if you call take Damien, just let him know I was on the Land Flipping Empire Zoom, and then he'll know where you calling or texting from. Um, yeah, but I just want to say I appreciate you, Damien, for joining. For there's a lot of other things you could have did tonight, but you made time to come. So I just want to say I appreciate you for coming, man.
Oh, thank you, brother. It was an honor. I hope somebody got some value out of it. That's my heart's desire.
Right, right.
I thank you for the opportunity once again, man.
Yeah, no problem. And just remember, guys, if you're an active member of the academy, Damian Dupee's his JV criteria is in the group. So if you do want to partner up with him in North Carolina, if you're an active member of the academy, you have the opportunity to do deals with him and get feedback from deals in North Carolina or any other markets that he's in. So again, thank you, Damian. We appreciate you joining. Everybody have a good night.
All right, good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Guys.